Welcome to my part of the universe where we promote individual freedom above all else, where self-expression, self-realization, and self-actualization is the number one goal. If the whole world becomes individuals, we will have a brand new world. Let's change it. One of the things that I've been thinking about that has been plaguing my mind is this recognition that there are three institutions that really lock us down. There is the family, there is the religious, so it could be religious, it could be, there are many types of religion. The religion of just church, of mosques, and then there's a religion of anti-faith, right? There's this scientific community that says, well, God doesn't exist, and bomb. Or there's a religion of liberalism, or these political religions, right? And then there is the corporate culture, right? Now, when I say that these things, what I mean is they shape us outside. They're outside forces acting upon us to limit, restrict, to make us all the same. Some for good, some for ill, right? They all have their own individual purpose. But today I want to talk about the corporate, the job that we go to, that we spend more time at than we do at the church, than we do at home in our families, and that we, a lot of the times, identify with. More people identify with being a doctor than they would be to being a father, or a mother, or an aunt, or the spiritual leader of the family. Like, that's changed. Like, you don't go and say, well, I'm the spiritual head of my family. I'm I have a large clan that I take care of, right? We say, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I work at Rite Aid or Dwayne Reed, and whatever you do, you spend the most time at. Now, in these structures, we have, especially in the Western world, the hierarchy of the owner, executive, manager, supervisor, regular worker. And in this dynamic, there are these forces that act against one another. There are these forces that battle to have supremacy. And the manager and the supervisor are looking at the employees like, why don't they work harder? Why don't they have a vision? Why don't they see that we're trying to create our own little family here, and that we win together and die together, right? We're going to have prosperity together. It's going to be this group activity. The worker is like, why is this guy telling me what to do? Why can't, he's always under my back. He or she doesn't let me do what I want to do. Like, we're going to make money either way. Like, stop it. Like, stop being fake. We're not a family, right? This hierarchical dominating system, which also has a purpose because it puts food on your table. It provides you structure. And I'm hoping you're in an industry that actually builds and makes something that people need, right? So, where am I going with this? Well, within this, right, there's three parts. There's this three-part system that keeps us down. There's this main corporate structure that keeps us down. And then what happens is we lose our individuality, right? So we have to balance, right? The struggle we have is that we have to balance between living this corporate structure, having success, coming to work on time, dressing a certain way, behaving a certain way, not pissing off our bosses and managers, not alienating ourselves from the workforce, because we need the resources to live. So what I'm arguing for is that I know it's a powerful force, but the battle that we have, the thing that we should be fighting for, right, is to have, the only way we're going to have joy, contentment, and happiness is if we're ourselves. And I want you to focus more on how to maintain that individual structure within the corporate than you spend the time to try to become more corporate to be successful. I know it sounds backwards, but wear the suit, use the lingo, do the work, but be yourself. Wear the suit, do the lingo, act in accordance to the rules, but be yourself. The ways you do this are threefold. Have a vibrant life outside of work. Go on that hike. Go fishing. Go to those concerts. Do all those things that you want to do outside of work so that work becomes a complement to that life. Express that you do these things while you're at work. When you have the break time and the coffee time and the cigarette break. I don't smoke. And the time where you just hey, what did you do the weekend? Tell them what you did, right? On your desk, to how much they allow you, be expressive with the things that you put on your desk. Put pictures of your family. Put a fishing rod. However you can be expressive. Fight to cleave out space, depending on the industry and the office and the job, so that you can be the individual. Wear a scarf that is like of a different color. Be different. Now, I'm not talking about false difference. I mean, find that thing about yourself that's uniquely you and express it, either verbally, either through clothing, either through the way you walk and talk, so that you can carve a space for yourself out of this one aspect that's forcing you in. Because if you're watching this, you know that what the main issue you've identified is that you have become an imposter. You have not been the real you. You are being like, your freedom has been restricted by the society that tells you that this is the right way, when you know that there are many ways, right? Oh, there's one way to no, there is not, right? So you have two choices. You can either find and carve out the space of individuality and expression, or you leave the whole structure and you burn it down. Well, not burn it down, but you just leave it. You don't participate in it anymore, right? There's YouTube, there's writing, there is you can be a tradesman that does plumbing, lighting, carpentry. There's so many jobs that don't require you to be within this corporate structure. You're going to touch it, but it's like poison, right? You try to limit your exposure to it as much as possible, right? So either based on your circumstances or your talents or what you want to do in life, you may have to compromise a little bit. But I don't want you to bend on who you are, right? I'm going to talk about this more. Can't handle this in one video. I don't want to do a 30-minute video, but you need to understand that what you're feeling, this pressure, everyone feels it. You have to find a way to carve yourself out of this, right? If you like this, like it, subscribe, comment, all these different things. I'm going to do some more about this. I'm very passionate. I was up all night thinking about it. I've always thought about this, but now I'm very, very sure that this is one of the things that is really affecting you and people, and I'm tired of it. And I want to be a aid to you. And this might seem rambling, but it's not. We gotta find a way. Individual expression, individuality, being yourself is the most important thing. I don't care about any other thing. Once you find that, you can do all these things you dream about. You can have all these things that you want, but it's meaningless if you're not yourself. If it's someone else's dream that you're living out. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Let's keep moving.